left Peru and sailed to England alone. There he met the Browns and they took him home. Now a new life has begun. He's Windsor Garden's favorite son, 'cause he always does his best to help everyone. When a problem appears, he never misses a beat and always finds a way to land on his feet. Has his very own unique point of view. Looks at everything as if it's brand new. He is friendly and polite, and he tries to do things right, but he gets in sticky messes just the same. He's curious and speaks his mind, but trouble's never far behind. It's Paddington Bear, he's one of a kind.
I'm Paddington Bear.
He's at it again. Oh. Won't find any treasure in there, Paddington. The only carrots in this stew are the kind you eat. Oh.
Paddington, your battery will run out if you keep that thing on all the time.
I'll be careful, Mrs. Brown, but it's a special long-life one.
More's the pity.
Mr. Brown's treasure seeker was most exciting. It even had a book of instructions explaining about the different beeping noises it made when it found something. Getting closer. Aha!
Why, Paddington, you haven't made your bed.
I did, Mrs. Brown, but I'm afraid it got unmade again. I was counting my Peruvian centavos last night, and I lost one. Aunt Lucy would have been most upset. She gave them to me in case I ever had an emergency.
Thank goodness you found it then. You must take care of them in future.
I shall, Mrs. Brown. I always keep them polished. I don't spend them.
Do you realise it's the first time we've had peace and quiet in weeks? I do hope Paddington is finally tired of his treasure seeker. Paddington? Paddington! I've lost my wedding ring. Can you see if it's fallen on the ground?
I shall, Mrs. Brown.
Dear, Henry will be most upset when he hears. I do so treasure that ring.
My Peruvian centavos. They've disappeared.
Mercy me. What is going on? First your wedding ring and now Paddington's centavos.
Don't worry, Mrs. Bird. I'll find them with my treasure seeker.
What you'll need is perseverance if you expect to find anything with that thing.
Bears are good at perseverance, Mrs. Bird. Aha! This is the spot. According to the instruction book, all you need is luck when looking for things. And since horseshoes are lucky...
Ouch!
Oh.
Bear, was that you? What do you think you're doing?
I'm sorry, Mr. Curry. I didn't know you were spying on me. I'm just looking for gold.
Gold? Did you say gold? What kind of gold?
Peruvian centavos, gold rings.
Why don't I help you, Bear? Let's say finders keepers, shall we?
Finders keepers.
Standard procedure when looking for treasure, Bear.
Is it there?
No, not a sign.
Oh. That's funny. I do believe Mr. Curry is helping Paddington look for his centavos.
Mr. Curry doesn't know the meaning of the word help. He's after something.
Ah, gold indeed. The garden's full of scraps of old metal.
Perhaps we should look where the horseshoe landed.
You're absolutely right, Bear. Come along. You carry on digging for a while, Bear. I have to stretch my legs. I have a good feeling about this hole. Bear, why aren't you digging?
I don't think there's anything in this hole, Mr. Curry.
Nonsense, Bear. Try it again. Start digging, Bear.
Oh, dear. I think we've been getting signals from your boot studs, Mr. Curry. That's why it always sounded as if the treasure was under your feet.
Bear! Come back here. I'll give you buried treasure.
Did you dig all these holes, Paddington?
Mr. Curry dug most of them, Mr. Brown.
That bear of yours tricked me into it.
Well, I'm delighted. This flower bed needed a good turning over. Thank you both.
You're welcome, Mr. Brown.
What's all this, Bear?
You'll find us keepers, Mr. Curry.
Now listen here, Bear. I've had just about enough of your nonsense for one day when... Shoe-thieving scavenger, go away!
Mr. Curry had given me an idea. And when I looked in my bird book, it said that magpies were notorious for stealing shiny objects.
Where are you going, Paddington?
I'm perseverancing, Mrs. Brown.
What on earth is Paddington up to?
Henry, I have a confession to make. It's about my wedding ring.
Oh! It was the moment of truth. The missing treasure!
It belongs to me, Bear. You're on my side of the fence.
But you said finders keepers was standard procedure, Mr. Curry. Word of my successful treasure hunt spread like wildfire. The entire neighborhood showed up. The magpie had been stealing shiny objects from everyone. Gold watch, anyone?
That's mine. I can't believe it.
An earring?
Oh, the earring my mother gave me.
And the last thing, a diamond tie clip.
Mine, Bear.
It's inscribed. It says,
That's fine, Bear. Don't read that.
"To my little Snookum Wookums." I didn't know Snookum Wookums was your first name, Mr. Curry.
Ah,
I'm sorry, Mr. Magpie. But here, I think marmalade is worth its weight in gold. In Hollywood, there's a place where all the famous film stars leave their footprints in wet cement. But I don't suppose they've had many paw prints. Of course, the movie stars usually have special permission.
What? Marmalade?
Mr. Gruber and I were in Hollywood to research the next chapter of his book, The World and Its Wonders.
Look, Mr. Brown. It's a map showing where all the movie stars live.
They must enjoy getting lots of visitors to put their houses on a map. Oh, I'm afraid my cement has dried, Mr. Gruber. Hollywood is all about making movies, so we decided to take a tour of a studio. And I couldn't believe my eyes. It was like traveling all over the world in just a few minutes. For free.
Huh? Hey, buddy, we're trying to shoot a picture here.
Pardon? Oh, pardon me.
And action.
All right, who's next?
Excuse me, I'm looking for the...
Yeah, come on, we haven't got all day. This way. All right, read this. It's the role of bystander number 3. It's a small but vitally important part. I want you to give it everything you've got, okay?
And action.
Look out! He's over here. I mean, there. He's over there.
We've heard enough, thank you.
Wait! You're some kind of bear, aren't you? You got claws.
Of course.
This is incredible! He's perfect for the part of the villain in this picture. An evil, mad scientist known only as the Claw.
Mr. Brown, there you are. I was getting worried.
Are you his agent?
I'm his friend.
Yeah, that's what they all say. Look, I want him to be in my movie. This is my offer. Take it or leave it.
We'll take it. And so began my career as an actor.
Okay, now in this scene, you've got the hero trapped. Your line is, "Give me the access code or you're doomed." You got it?
Shouldn't I say please?
No! You're a criminal mastermind, an evil genius bent on world domination.
Well, that's no excuse for being rude. Aunt Lucy taught me to always be polite.
And Mr. Brown is just that.
Whatever. All right. In this scene, you and the hero are playing for high stakes. Do you know anything about card games?
Of course I do.
Revenge of the Claw, scene 12, take 1.
And action!
Oh! Do you have any queens?
Cut! For the last time, you're not playing fish. You are playing poker 5-card draw. Understand? You've got your motivation?
I think so.
The Revenge of the Claw, scene 12, take 32.
And action!
Hold it!
What now?
There's some kind of smudge on the lens. It looks like marmalade.
Who's been eating marmalade on my set?
Uh-oh. Being an actor is harder than I thought, Mr. Gruber.
Being a director seems to be even worse, Mr. Brown.
You see that man over there in the expensive-looking suit? He owns the studio. He came down here today because for some reason he's under the impression that this production is not going well. So let's try to leave a good impression, okay?
My Aunt Lucy.
I know. She taught you to always leave a good impression. Action.
Well, Agent Malone, I believe the time has come.
You fiend. You'll never get away with this.
Nothing can stop me now. I think I'm in trouble again.
That's it! I want you out of here! You're fired!
Just a minute. What's your name, young fellow?
Paddington, sir. Paddington Brown. I'm sorry about your set.
Details. But you know something? You're just what this studio needs, isn't he?
Right. Absolutely right. That's just what I've been saying.
It's a night of glitz and glamour as the stars come out for the London premiere of the latest Hollywood blockbuster, The Revenge of the Claw.
You must have a really big part, Paddington.
They'll see, won't they, Mr. Brown?
They certainly did see. I had become the new logo for the movie company.
A logo? But why?
They said I had great merchandising potential. I expect you may be wondering what I'm doing on a bus, sandwiched into my seat. Well, if you think I look uncomfortable, you should see Mr. Gruber.
Give me the ball! Heads up!
Oh, dear.
We're on what's known as a mystery tour, because nobody knows where we're going until we get there. But if you ask me, the mystery is how they managed to cram so many people onto one bus.
Now, Mr. Brown, while I get the tickets, why don't you look for a souvenir?
That's a very good idea, Mr. Gruber. I may get a postcard to send to Aunt Lucy. May I have 2 postcards, please? Excuse me? I hope she's all right. She's either been struck dumb, or she's having what Mrs. Bird would call a funny turn. In fact, I don't like to admit it, but her hard stare is even stronger than Aunt Lucy's.
Don't worry, Mr. Brown. She's a dummy.
It's very nice of you to stick up for me, Mr. Gruber, but she may not be able to help it.
That's certainly true, Mr. Brown. You see, she's made of wax. This is a waxwork museum, and it's one of the tricks they play on visitors.
This one looks very lifelike, too.
Oh, hey!
Wait for me, Mr. Gruber!
Oh, not again. Look, Tom, more vandalism.
Jude, same as the others. Whoever is responsible is getting more daring, doing it right under our noses.
We are now entering the medieval display. A fantasy world of brave knights, damsels in distress, fierce dragons, and bears gorging themselves.
Mr. Brown!
Now, over on our left is the French Revolution display.
These are much better than the postcard lady. At least they move. They'll be saying hello next.
And here we have a fascinating...
Hey, you! What's going on here?
I've got to tell Mr. Gruber what's happened.
Stop that, Bear! Come back here!
No one can say this tour isn't mysterious. It would just be nice if I could see a bit more of it. On the other hand... Oh dear.
He's usually more careful. At least he tries to be.
Oh dear, look, Ivanhoe's a complete mess. It's just problem upon problem.
But he is also rather fond of marmalade sandwiches.
We've had a number of these accidents of late. Displays toppled, fingers chewed off our wax dummies.
Oh, Mr. Brown would never eat wax. At least, not intentionally.
Well then, if he's nothing to hide, where is he?
At least there's no damage to the Goldilocks and the Three Bears display.
Being a bear does have its advantages, but I need Mr. Gruber's help. He's very good at setting everything right. Mr. Gruber? I'm glad you're not real. Otherwise, I might get sent to the tower.
What's going on in here? This is terrible. If this keeps up, all our displays will be ruined. I remember every wax figure I've made for this museum, but I don't remember you.
You made the Queen? She's very good.
Thank you. My name is Tom Waverley. I've been working here for 20 years.
My name is Paddington Brown. I've been visiting here for about 20 minutes.
Then you can't be the one who's been knocking over displays and chewing up the wax dummies for the past few weeks.
Oh, no. But I think there's a ghost loose in the museum. It makes a strange chattering sound.
A chattering sound, you say?
Mr. Brown!
There's our culprit.
This bear is innocent.
How do you know?
I've spent 20 years of my life making faces. Good ones, bad ones, sneaky ones. So I should recognize an honest face when I see one, even beneath those whiskers.
Then who is responsible? Oh! What the?
Most unusual.
I know. This is our ghost.
That squirrel must have been trapped in the museum for weeks. He's the one who's been nibbling the figures. He's the one who knocked over the displays. He's the one...
Melted the bogman's face?
No, I'm sorry. That was me.
Brilliant! It's even scarier now than it used to be. You've made a grand addition to the Chamber of Horrors. I must find a way to repay you.
Well, Mr. Brown, it's not every day you get to solve a real mystery on a mystery tour.
And it isn't every day you can see yourself doing it.